Hello again. Welcome back to your 5-minute devotional stop with me, Amy Phillips. I'm on a journey moving from fear to faith, and I hope you'll join me for Just Believe. Well, let's talk today about how we see ourselves, and most importantly, what is our self-talk like? Recently, God began to speak to me about my thoughts, about myself, and I realized how I actually spoke to myself. It was not good. Most of us would never, ever talk to a best friend the way we talk to ourselves. I mean, we all have thoughts, right? You're stupid, look at those thighs, look at that flab, whatever it is. So I started a war against this language in my own thoughts. I'd walk by a mirror and see something I didn't like, and those thoughts would begin. And instead of doing that, I began to speak out loud, no, look how strong you are. Thank you to whatever body part it might be for being so amazing and working so well all these years. I mean, even sometimes thanking fat, because you know what? It's my body's way of trying to protect me. I began talking about this with some women, and then I literally had the thought, these women probably aren't dealing with this, and they're going to get irritated with me talking about this so much. I mean, what a lie, right? Every person, but especially women on the physical side of things, but men too, are dealing with internal negative thoughts about themselves. There's something about words. They are powerful. In the beginning, God spoke, and stars, planets, everything was created. He says in Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. We know that the thing we hear or we speak as thoughts can become decisions, that then can become actions, values, and sometimes those can become bondage if they weren't good thoughts to start with. So we may not know it, but some of our thoughts about ourselves may have gone way past that place of a thought or even a decision, but into some dark places, sometimes into self-hatred. But even if it's not that far, we are definitely not thinking about ourselves as God thinks about us a lot of the time. Bill Johnson says we can't afford to have one thought in our head about ourselves that's not in his thoughts about us. Recently, I was reading some material from my doctor, and he said a thought becomes a belief if it has been repeated in the brain over 700 to 1,000 times. He says the brain gets very comfortable with old patterns and beliefs, even when the mind tells us those beliefs are not good for us. When we install new thoughts, new prayers, we actually create new nerve pathways and shift them around the old ones. The more we think a thought, the bigger the nerve network grows. Isn't that amazing that the doctors are watching what's happening in the brain with thoughts and words? We've got some new nerve pathways to change up as we begin speaking kindness and life to ourselves. I read this quote from Sandra Cisneros. She said, "I'm obsessed with becoming a woman comfortable in her own skin." I think that's a powerful statement. How do we do it? We've got to change the way we speak to ourselves. We feed ourselves every day, right? But are we also feeding our minds, our hearts with words and our thoughts? What are you feeding yourself today? Are you practicing speaking life and not death, speaking gratitude instead of irritation, speaking love to your body, love to your heart, love to your mind? Let's stop feeding ourselves junk, because God is always for us. Let's be for ourselves, not against ourselves. You, all of your parts and pieces, your spirit, your soul, your body, were created by the one who loves you. And he says in Song of Solomon 4:7, "You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you." So there can be pain as we shift our thoughts and belief systems, but this is worth every moment to see ourselves as our Father sees us. Beautiful, radiant, perfectly loved, accepted, adopted, a friend, a daughter, temple of the Most High God. So let's start telling ourselves that. So don't give up, friends. Don't stop. Don't be afraid. Just believe. You have got this. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you feel encouraged and strengthened. If you want to connect with me, you can find me at amybphillips.com. See you next time.